So, hey ladies and jelly beans. Today's topic will regard to the previous bullying incident within two former members of this K-pop group AOA. Since early of July, Mina has exposed the group's former leader named Jimin for the disrespect Mina underwent for the last decade. Both Mina and Jimin have already departed AOA. Before I get into the topic, any fan clubs of BTS and Twice watching this? No, I'm not talking about the grudges between BTS Jimin and Twice Mina. Not even Park Jimin, who is presently known as Jamie from Good Girl, hurting Mina of Gugudan. Nope, do not worry, these hardships between these Mina and Jimin have never happened, so they are safe from being mistakenly addressed. This topic will regard to Jimin and Mina, specifically and previously from AOA. Regarding to AOA, the original members of the group are Choa, Jimin, Yuna, Yukyung, Haejung, Mina, Sohyun and Chamni. The group's name stands for Ace of Angels. The members of A have debuted on August 9, 2012 under FNC Entertainment. They are maybe angels on the outside, however, there is something devil within the group's personality and behind the scenes. As I mentioned before, Mina has established a series of posts on her Instagram regarding to countless of disrespect she acknowledged from the group's leader Jimin on July 3, 2020. Previously on May 13, 2019, Mina's contract with the group's agency expired and made the decision to not renew the contract. As a result, she departed the group and signed on to ON Entertainment as announced on July 2, 2019 that Mina has signed an exclusive contract with the agency, which happened before the exposure started. Throughout the series of posts Mina established, the feud between Mina and Jimin had throughout the time in AOA made Mina leave AOA and FNC Entertainment. Her post has been published as large paragraphs with blank black images. From the first post, Mina had collected in mind the hypocrisy of the former leader with a response against Mina by scolding her just because she was worried of how Mina's father's death could affect the feelings of the group. Additionally, she was mistreated and confronted by the other members throughout the time. Previously, Mina's father passed away in November 29, 2014 whilst battling against cancer. Mina did not know how to cope throughout this grief of a family in front of the other members. Later on April 4, 2020, Jimin's father passed away with sudden cardiac arrest. During that time, Mina was there and attended the funeral to comfort the leader. The opposition of treatment was unfair for Mina. She considered suicide, but she lived for her mother instead. Mina addressed that she was bullied for a full decade since the beginning of training under FNC Entertainment when she first auditioned. A second post followed up. Although Mina was about to lose her father at the time, it was very hard for her to confess without being disrespected from the leader and the other members. She thought and knew to remain quiet and continue her promotions properly without even saying goodbye to her father. She was not allowed to drop one tear from her eyes or else that disrespect could result. Eventually, her father's written message echoed "Where is my daughter?" from a sketchbook. Directing at Jimin, Mina told her, "You said it ruined the mood. You asked why you had walk on eggshells because of me." Mina opened up regarding to given response to her. "I don't think I'm that much of a bad person that I would say something like that." Then another member stood up and defended her to make Mina lose her rights to speak up for herself. Poor Mina had many damages that came towards her, including nightmares, scars, and pills taken throughout her time with AOA. Throughout the time, Jimin posted on her Instagram story and shared a black screen with a word fiction on it to respond to Mina's post to avoid allegation, but then she immediately deleted it. Mina aggravated that it was true in the next post. She promised to Jimin that she will suffer for denying all of the statements. Mina had lost respect for Jimin and angered about her times being trapped within her world. There were things Mina wanted to do but couldn't because of Jimin's appearance in her eyes, or else she would be taunted if she spoke up about her plans, such as going into a practice room alone or getting hair implants. Mina felt like suicide if she sees Jimin again, just because she blamed herself for AOA's imperfections. Furthermore, she remembered the deleted story post of Jimin and redeemed to be rude. Mina called that it will aftermath confusions to the audience who followed Mina and Jimin on Instagram regarding the feud. Mina noted that those using harsh words could not remember the harsh things that took place previously and asked Jimin to remove her from her mind and fight against her. Mina posted an image with a scar on her wrist and finally mentioned Jimin within the series the first time. However, Jimin disbelieved Mina's ugly truth of her. Mina addressed that she consumed more than 1 round of medication to cure her scars. Jimin already damaged Mina too much already. Mina wanted Jimin to state her wrongdoings to Mina and apologize, then Mina will accept that. Eventually, Mina had to serve her family as well despite her difficulties in her career in AOA. With a huge paragraph on Mina's next blank post, she roared out Jimin's difficulties to admit her flaws towards her and not doing it. Mina recalled the moments Jimin judged her for being scary, pretending to be foolish and for her body appearance, and Mina wanted to know why Jimin had that thought. Despite Mina being treated poorly, Jimin earned more respect and freedom to invite her friends in the dorm and make loud noises, which Mina could not handle it very well, and move herself to sleep in the practice rooms. Mina claimed that Jimin attacked the other members of AOA and suffered for the last decade because of Jimin. After Mina's departure of AOA, Mina is left with mental illness and promised to blame Jimin behind a reason of suffering to shame her. Mina never hurt Jimin throughout training and promotion, but there was no clarification shared with Mina about the matter, which concerned both Mina and her family. Mina's identity dramatically evolved. Jimin had enough comfort when she raved about something, but Mina had none. Mina took 200 sleeping pills to spend her tormented decade with Jimin. Her mother received letters from Mina who mentioned Jimin's name and an apology on her message by handwriting. Jimin was asked if she noticed the pain Mina's mother received. Jimin might be blind on Mina's matter. Mina cried and had enough anger to write Jimin's name on a paper and cut it down with a knife. Her aggressive request for an apology and clarification for disrespect continued. Mina underwent difficulties and nightmares as she thought about Jimin. Within the next post, Mina continued with Jimin having better sleep with medication than Mina taking 10 sleeping pills and pitched backlashes regarding Jimin. Mina shouted that she could pass out with a haunted internal appearance inside her home and had initial thoughts of her life loss, although there were those who helped her. Jimin ignored all the statements Mina addressed, which made Mina aggressive. Mina stated she reported to FNC regarding Jimin. Eventually, Mina was ignored and more sleeping pills was consumed, which hardly worked for mental emotions. Mina was alone with her problems regarding Jimin's behavior. The long silence resulted Jimin and the others around her to remain blind, and the dungeon from Jimin continued every day. Mina held her medication to herself behind her since the Korean age of 21. Mina asked those who were bullied to do anything to help themselves as they were bullied, such as speaking up or communicating with a friend or a family member or counseling psychologists. Keeping silent and taking pills will not help end the problems. After the exposure of Jimin, FNC Entertainment announced her departure of AOA on July 4, 2020. Additionally, Jimin stated an apology through her post on Instagram in relation with Mina to the situation. Jimin admitted to her wrongdoings to stress Mina throughout the leadership. Jimin had a closed thought in her early 20s that the group exemplifies a bright side of the group, whereas she presently felt guilty about her leadership example and her attitude towards Mina, as she was so close-minded on her emotions when working together as a group. Mina responded and admitted to her loss, although an apology was received. Mina knew Jimin apologized from force and tested Mina to the right ending, but it was too late. Mina snapped and recalled Jimin had secretly brought a man to a dorm to make out. Eventually, she acknowledged and will memorize that Jimin disliked her and sarcastically praised her for the support she received, whilst Mina's initial pains were slept on by those approving Jimin. So yeah fellas, if you're watching this and have been or constantly bullied, contact your psychologist, counselor or mentor to talk to. Don't hold it in silence if that pressures you too much. Also share these thoughts with your close family members and friends to seek help. And don't take drugs. Keep living. Alright, see you soon y'all. Bye.